This is in the amazing world of toe wrestling.
No,
that's it. I don't want to be involved.
Have you heard of the toe wrestling world championships?
No, obviously not.
They took place in Derbyshire. You go toe to toe with someone on this, obviously. Not on a podium, on a toadium. This is genuinely what they call it. Superstitions are absolute bullshit, and you need to grow up. That is all I would say on this. I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to entertain this.
So
he needs to let it go. No. Let it go. Let it go. Grow up.
Is that a Disney film?
Yes, it is. Let it go. Let it go.
Can somebody watching this, one of these like teenagers that do memes, do like the whole version of that, but when it goes to Elsa belting it out, it's just Pete going, let it go.
Let it go. He watched one of our reels, and what he took from it was Hoyland is doing podcasts now. Can we get a side to side? Just look straight at the camera.
No, we've assumed that's
Ted.
about me.
Of course
Pete.
it is, you floppy hair.
Might be me here.
Welcome to the Knockabout. We are a football podcast where hopefully you can see that we're quite passionate about football, but we like to have a laugh along the way as well. It is brought to you by LEBOM, an app where you can bet against your mates.
Yes, here on the Knockabout, we are more about the fun side of football. We want to hear about your game day disasters, and if for some reason you want to take any of our three advice on your dilemmas, then we're here to listen to them too and just chat about whatever's been dominating our WhatsApp group this week and maybe yours as well.
Make sure to add us on socials. Just search @knockaboutpod. And you can DM us, get in touch via email as well at hello@knockaboutpod.com.
So, wherever you are joining us today, let's get stuck in. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to producer Lucas, who sorted us out with some amazing branded glasses.
They're not bad, are they?
Well, they're not, mate, but not quite a pint. So,
No,
a
that's
little
just
bit
under
better
a pint
next
we
time,
calculated.
please.
They're like 500.
They're
a French pint.
Well, you know, your missus has been on to me after the blowjob comment, so
Right.
drinking too
He's
much.
had you there.
I really want to show them off. I'm like holding it like they do, like how Bond drinks Heineken in those films.
Pointing it at the
camera.
actually, we're just having a drink from a nice new drink. Right, I'm going to come to you first, Ted, because I know you are desperate to tell us about you've been to Plymouth Argyle.
I've been to Plymouth Argyle, so I don't know if I mentioned that I'm a Plymouth Argyle fan.
I think maybe it came up a couple of times. Yeah,
and I went to the game and I had a lovely time.
I feel like I'm there.
He can never take the piss out of me about hat ever again. Can we clarify this?
I posted it on my story and Pete was like, right, that's it.
You've had it,
I was
son.
straight in there.
You've had
It looked
it.
dreadful. I actually loved wearing this hat, but it was really nice and not cringy at all. But I went to the Plymouth Argyle game, and on the way back, we were on the train, and as we were going through one of the many stations on that line, playing Torquay away, I think, had been Slough Town FC.
Big game.
So they got on, huge game. They had lost 4-2. And we'd actually won 4-2, so it's a big day for 4-2s everywhere. But they got into our bit, Slough Town FC, and what we didn't realise was it was their like initiations. So me and my dad got caught in the middle of Slough Town FC's
The players, the actual
literally
players.
and the manager. The manager, the assistant manager, absolutely crushed a song I've never heard of, and it's quite hard to Shazam someone's voice. And also, I didn't want to ask too many questions about.
That's the sort of thing AI should be doing, by the way. Getting Shazam for football managers.
Shazam for football managers speaking. Who is he? Yeah. But anyway, so they sang. What do we have? We had someone did quite early on. The first person did Shaggy. It wasn't me. The second one, he did all that, but they were all a bit quiet. And the one lad near us who was great, he was really funny. He was really like, what the hell? Where's this energy coming from? Get up there. I can't remember his name. He's number 2 for Slough Town.
Let's get a shirt with his name on the studio, Lucas.
I am so pro Slough Town now. I think they're fantastic. I'm going to follow their results all season. There was a really good bit where one of them refused for ages to sing, like really, really refused. And right at the end, he got up and he just tore the roof off the carriage.
Great.
I do think if you were in that carriage and didn't like football, it wouldn't convert you as an experience. But
Hang on, Slough. So they were playing Torquay.
Torquay lost 4-2. Yeah.
What are they? Are they in
Division?
National League?
No, National League North-South.
Okay.
Division 2, so the one just below National League.
Just quickly, because we've just mentioned it, I think there's a lot about AI at the minute and sort of its uses about potentially being bad for society and humanity moving forward. One thing that I genuinely think could be AI, and someone can have this, someone can genuinely take this forward. I don't want any money for this. A Shazam, where you turn it on when you're watching the football game, you've missed the start that says who the commentators are, to listen to the ex-player's voice and work out who that player is. Because sometimes I'll be sat there watching a football game for a good 40 minutes going, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
No,
I've
Who
tried
is that
Googling it
ex-player?
before as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, no, it never comes up anywhere.
You can never
or-
find
Google,
it.
but that's the fun of it. That's the like, oh, is that going to be... Because you can tell if it's Savage, you can tell if it's Rio. You know, when you get the big voices.
Yeah.
But then when you get like lower, when you get to the championship, it's always Don Goodman. It's Don Goodman and someone, and I can't remember who it is quite a lot. But I quite like trying to work out which journeyman.
Well, you don't have to use the Shazam, but I would like that is what AI should be used for my money, not taking everyone's jobs. There isn't a job that someone's doing. Go for it. Right, Sarah, what you been on with this week?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit about me being shite on the LEBOM app again this week. And do you know what? I was so confident this week. I went into the universe, but we'll come to that. Basically, I'm having a terrible time on it. But yesterday, at the time we're recording this now, I was at Anfield with the women's team, because obviously I work with Everton women. And our opening game was a Merseyside derby, which I think's really weird that was the opening game. So I was a bit pissed off.
It's too big for an opening game.
Yeah, it is. And we played them back in April and we beat them there every time. But I was a bit nervous yesterday. Hammered it down like proper. I was in a foul mood. But we won 4-1, so
Amazing.
I was buzzing with that. Like,
Not quite the 4-2 again. That would have been perfect.
It would have been
4 goals though. There's a lot of people having 4 goals this week.
Yeah.
So that's quite exciting.
Scoring for
I
fun.
imagine you were absolutely.
Oh, I
over the moon.
absolutely just was having the best time. So the picture I'll show you is after, like, I was in the cop end for the second half because I filmed behind the goals for social. Busy day for me yesterday. 4 times I was out, but like I'm there head to toe in, adorned in royal blue, like rain coat on and like this, and I sent a picture actually to my dad, and I'm like this smiling, and you can see all the copites in the background like pure fuming, and there's days like that where I think I love my job, do you know what I mean? Absolutely love it. So that was good.
Right, this is what I found out this week. Quite a big week for me because I think it's going to be life-changing, right? Cool. I thought I'd got to the point at 36 years old where I was maybe past it athletically. My potential as a sportsman had gone.
Never sell yourself short.
I maybe didn't need to know the national anthem word by word anymore, right? Turns out there's a sport I reckon I can do. There's a 36-year-old man who's just won his 4th world championship in this sport. So this is me going, well, this is fine then, right? He's won $5,000 for winning it as well. This is in the amazing world of toe wrestling.
No,
that's it. I don't want to be involved.
Have you heard of the toe wrestling world championships?
No, obviously not.
They took place in Derbyshire. You go toe to toe with someone on this, obviously. Not on a podium, on a toadium. This is genuinely what they call it. The guy that won is called Ben Total Destruction Woodruff. He's won his 4th world championship. I've been looking into the rules of toe wrestling as well. I can tell producer Lucas is keen on this.
it's done me as well.
Right, so it's the big toe is what you do. You go big toe to big toe.
I assume so. It'd be insane if it was a middle one.
There's a foot inspection beforehand to check for warts.
Tavantina will do that, I guess.
There's also, you're not allowed to use any supplements. I don't know what people are using.
Do you not
in the big toe
athlete's foot sort of cream and that sort of thing before you go on.
Well, I guess a sock.
You go right foot, left foot. If it's a draw, then you go back to right foot. I'm going to get into training. This is going to be.
So you do both feet then? You don't just do one foot and down?
No, you go right foot, left foot, and then if it's a draw, you go back to right foot. Whoever, then you basically go into sudden death.
Well, sudden death like the other little toes.
But surely you should get
taking a turn or something.
But if you go back to right foot, aren't you at a disadvantage if you're a left footer?
Well, potentially, yeah. You are, because the first player to win 2 rounds wins the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, found a flaw in
where
this.
does this $5,000 prize money come from? OnlyFans.
100%.
Tony fans, actually.
Tony fans, come on.
And we're off.
That's why he's on the big books. Come on. I've also this week, moving on from toe wrestling, even though it's a big
I don't think I can mentally, but
I've got some presents.
Stop it.
I've got some presents. Here we go.
Father Christmas.
We've talked about a few things so far on the podcast that I thought we would have a little look at.
And I keep saying I want to decorate the studio.
Yeah, we're going to decorate the studio. I did ask for some Man United little figurines, but he seems to have forgotten about them. Fine.
First 26 quid.
First of all, for Ted, I got your mug. In fact, I'll let you open it, mate, because it's a present for Ted.
Oh,
God, this is
If it's a mug with a toe on it, I'm going to be absolutely fuming.
I think it's worse than that, actually. Yeah. Plymouth Argyle. I support Plymouth.
And this is the only cup I'll be getting this year. You're just an
That's
early
great.
doors.
That's absolutely great.
You know what? There's not enough co-worker humour here yet. I'm over the moon.
That is proper shit office banter,
that
isn't it?
That would crush in the HR department. Thank you for this. That's very sweet.
And Sarah, I brought you an Angry Birds.
Stop it! Do you know what, mate? This is absolutely Let's get both angles of this.
In fact, let's get Pride of Place up here behind me.
Yeah, please.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Pete, thank you so much.
Oh, next to us here, actually. Let's
We'll
go
always
there.
Yeah.
remember what a great sponsor that was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to wear the shirt next week, won't I?
I think
to
we
go
need
with
to
this.
call it-
One.
Can we,
I
can we
think
call
I've
it?
probably got one somewhere.
Can we call it Wayne? Is that all right?
Yeah,
Wayne
yeah.
Rooney.
Why
Wayne the
not?
Angry Bird.
Oh.
Mate,
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
that's it's hard. We'll have to after this. We'll message privately.
We'll sort something out.
Yeah.
We'll enter you in we'll pay for your entrance to the toe wrestling competition.
Maybe just some athlete's foot cream would be a start, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's what we've been up to this week.
Amazing.
Cracking.
Thank you very much. Now, we're all victims of the social media rabbit hole where we start looking at our phones and then within 20 minutes, you know you're going to be there for the long haul, scrolling memes, reels, everything. So this week, I want to know, Pete, Sarah, what have you been finding?
This has actually been me this week, by the way, because my kids have gone back to school after 7 weeks of summer holidays.
Yeah.
So I've just been sat in a dark corner on my phone scrolling for like hours on end.
Catching
Just
up
going,
on everything.
Beautiful stuff. Right, I've gone this week for the Morecambe player. Now, Morecambe, you might be aware, Morecambe Football Club were relegated into the National League at the end of last season.
Yep.
Miguel Aziz is a former Arsenal, I think he was a former Arsenal Academy player. He's played for loads of people since then. And they posted what he turned up to training in. Have you got the close-up as well, Lucas? Can you do that one?
I mean, that is like the Matrix.
It's like the Matrix.
100%.
Is he a goalkeeper? Because that would...
I don't think he is.
that
No,
would
no, he's a
sort of help
midfielder.
that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be amazing. So he's turned up like this. Now, I am, as far as like personal liberties go, I would say I'm pretty strong on personal liberties. I think you should be able to be whatever, sexuality, religion, race, whatever, and you shouldn't be discriminated against because of that. National League footballers should not be allowed to turn up in that outfit. I will say this. However, on the flip side of that, I realised that this has angered exactly the right
people.
Yeah. Every red-faced gammon on Twitter has gone absolutely insane about this.
Well, I'll tell you why. It's that they're all annoyed about bin collections in their community. And it's because he's taken the bags to make that.
Not only this, so he plays in the National League. He's also turning up to play football in Morecambe, which I don't know if you've ever been to Morecambe.
I'm not even a bad word against Morecambe.
Morecambe's fantastic, but
Derek Adams Morecambe.
I think if you wore that anywhere in Morecambe, you would get some looks. That's all I'm saying. So for a National League footballer to turn up that, I actually think he's brilliant. I think he's amazing.
I really, really hope he has a good season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
said-
cannot turn up like that and then get sent off, can you?
Consistently putting
second-
7 out of 10.
And he has a bad game, and you've got all the gammons going, if he paid half as much attention to training and shooting
so
as he
true.
did wearing
Yeah.
bloody dresses and this, that, and the other. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, it was always that
High heels, all the jokes.
Unfortunately,
and like,
him and Tom Davis just weren't playing quite well enough to get away with it, were they?
Listen, he spent his weekend watching the Matrix trilogy, all right, and he just wanted to copy Neo.
and you know what? It
bloke.
got the attention, didn't it? It got the
Yeah.
attention because it quite simply cannot not catch your attention.
No, you can do a big transfer to the Italian leagues, I think, with that.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
They love stuff like that.
He does also side up as a model, so maybe he just come from a job. I don't know.
He's
But I
after
loved
the
I loved
move.
Morecambe's actual social media account leaning into it as well and
Yeah.
going, no, we're
This
going to
is
back
cool.
this
We're
guy.
gonna back-
Yeah.
That is nice because
100%.
It is, isn't it?
not every club would. Some clubs angry. Jim Ratcliffe would not endorse that at all. Jim Ratcliffe would be selling those clothes on
Yeah.
Depop.
Sorry, like the agent in The Office, Stephen Merchant,
Yeah.
taking 20% of like guttering work and stuff like that. That'd be it with Jim Ratcliffe taking 20% of all form of modelling work from here on.
And he's paid sponsorship partnership.
You got how much for Burberry? Yeah, well, we didn't declare that actually. We'll have some of that. Right, who's next?
Yeah, this week I've gone for obviously Emi Martinez saying the old farewells. Everyone thinks he's going to be
God, this
leaving
was
Villa
so
Park.
cringe.
Very
And this is one of my favourite ever memes. So I just had to bring it back at any opportunity. Is the Steve Bruce.
Oh,
Let's have a watch of it. It says Emi Martinez turning back up after saying goodbye.
Great.
It's just
so
really good.
good.
Yeah.
It's one of the best videos ever because it suits so many content. You can keep
You
bringing
can.
it back in.
Yeah,
and-
you're so right.
You never get bored of it, and it is like it's that thing you do with your mates as well. And after when you're like, oh, I'm like doing the Steve Bruce now. It's like,
Yeah. I tell you what, that Emi Martinez was as well. Him and Mark Gay had the two very similar experiences where they thought they were leaving the club and they dealt with it in the complete opposite ways.
Yeah.
Mark Gay's everyone's just going, poor guy, but he, kept his composure. It was really nice still. Emi Martinez, everyone's just pissing themselves going, yeah, you literally kissed your gloves and said goodbye, didn't you?
It's so bold. It was so bold. Also, because Martinez is funny because he's like, he just is a twat, but like in a way I really like.
You'd love him if he played for you, do you know what I mean?
Love
Shit
him.
house.
So genuinely, I think there aren't enough people with proper personalities like him. I think he's great. Hence why this is particularly... But I always remember that game where he wasted... I think Villa were 2-1 up against Arsenal, and he wasted so much time that game. And then they lost in 9 minutes added time, 3-2, to an own goal he scored off the back. I was like, that is perfect for you. Yeah. Like I think he's great, Martinez.
Didn't he get? Because he made a save. Was it in the World Cup final? And he got
one of the best saves.
He got a tattoo on the place he made the save.
Yeah.
Which is sort of shithousery for life in a way, isn't it? Of just going.
If you went to the Hard Rock Cafe / I think maybe it might be Burger King, but one of the two in Argentina, because my mate was in there and he said the Emi Martinez burger.
Oh, really?
It's like,
you've made it then, don't you?
You know you've made it.
You know you've made it.
You've got a burger in your home.
A Burger King burger as well.
Yeah,
Franchised.
not like a random local shop that's like, oh, we'll call this, the Hatland or something. Like a real...
The jalapeno burger.
There you go.
I'm open to any offers.
Sponsorship deals, yeah.
Like Burger King in your country have gone, we're naming a Whopper after you.
Yeah.
A Whopper.
Because he is a Whopper. Yeah,
exactly.
That's great, to be fair.
And just the last Martinez thing, I'm going to regret this because we play Villa next and you just know he's going to have a worldie of a game. I know. But when he was literally had the golden glove and was like,
when he
You've
put it
just
on
won
his
the World
crotch.
Cup. Like, and they just think
in a Middle Eastern country.
Yeah. But it's like
it's so good.
That's the definition of no shite given, in it. Like,
I just think it's the ultimate, like, a bloke who's been a footballer since a very young age and has never grown up.
No, it's great. He'd have the time of his life.
Who's to say we wouldn't do the same thing if we were in that position?
Exactly, yeah.
So I have got one more, if possible. Sorry, Pete. I cut you off there. I dedicated this one to you. I've gone Little Plymouth.
Oh.
I think it may be from a season gone by, but it just really made me laugh. Here's this absolute Plymouth Argyle ultra hard man. Would not want to cross him after a defeat.
Wednesday all over again. Sheffield Wednesday all over again.
That's so funny.
Now, I can give you a few bits of context for that if you want.
Funny.
You know him, don't you?
I believe that is someone called the Cornish Janner.
Wow.
Who is a prominent Argyle vlogger, the Cornish Janner. That game, we were 2-0 down to Derby at half-time, and then we came back into it 2-2, and then we lost 3-2 in like the 88th minute or something. It was a vintage... Everyone gives music all the time. Anyway, lost it there. And he obviously is in the Linders of the Devonport, whatever, and I've seen him at away games. I do believe he's called shout out the Cornish Janner. And I've sort of seen him, and it's so funny because it feels like he really, really wants to headbutt it more, but knows it will hurt.
Yeah,
so he's like, well, what's the most I can get away with hitting this? Not hurt myself, but still look quite aggressive / hard or something.
Oh, it's telling your family you're leaving and then walking to the end of the street, isn't it? It's, you know what I mean? Not packing a bag, but leaving the house.
And then coming back in the house.
Waiting round the corner.
Doing the Steve Bruce when you come home. Yeah, exactly. Right, Ted, what have you got, mate?
Right, this I really enjoyed. So this is a vintage everything wrong with football summarised for me, which is Fabrizio Romano posted a breaking news thing that Vitania's contract was going to stay the same, and it was like literally nothing has changed. He's going to stay, and it was
here
like
we go.
He hasn't even started talks for a new deal or something. It was here we stay. There's no reason for it. No. And someone had just reposted being like breaking nothing.
That's
like literally,
amazing.
it's just so perfect. Like our obsession with having to know everything about transfers and everything at all times, and this is so unbelievably dull that in my head it's gone the full way round though, and I'm like, I'm really interested. I want to know how many other contracts are the same.
Stay in the same.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Do that for all players, and that's big team bias. They're not doing that for that lad at Morecambe, you know.
They will be after watching this podcast, I'll tell you that much.
Talking of players that are moving and stuff like that, just before we move on from the memes and online stuff, I just want to come to a comment that we got online this week on one of our videos. There's Dan Carson 347. Thank you so much for this, Dan, because I genuinely pissed myself laughing.
347th Dan Carson in history.
He watched one of our reels, and what he took from it was Hoyland is doing podcasts now. Can we get a side to side? Just look straight at the camera.
No, we've assumed that's about me.
Of course
Pete.
it is, you floppy hair.
Might be me here.
Could be, I don't. I mean, it is quite.
Do the hair just give it a bit more flop. Yeah, it's that. That's what it is. Yeah, he fits in quite well at Napoli with the hair already, actually, doesn't he, Hoyland?
Right,
just look at the camera. Let's do a side by side with Hoyland. See, I think that's perfect, mate. I think that's genuinely.
I've had worse.
Dan, you gave us a really good laugh there, so thank you so much.
Honestly,
mate.
and I've got to say, if somebody just comes across this on the algorithm of the reel, they'll be like, "Did he go to Argyle?" Like that's with
the Argyle.
We got Tollard. He scored a great goal at the weekend. Have you ever had any big lookalikes sent? Have you got any lookalikes?
I've got two that are both bad.
Terry Tips.
So no, well, my first one is Toadfish from Neighbours. That was one that I used to get quite a lot.
Absolutely no idea who that is.
Because you were
childish.
The fact he's called Toadfish doesn't bode well.
Yeah. For a while I was losing my hair, I just had anyone that was losing their hair. So for a while I had, and Lucas, you can stick this up on the screen next to me, and I know this is going to absolutely kill me. My mates will piss themselves. I had the teacher from Educating Yorkshire. I'm going to look straight in the camera here. Well, in fact, I'll send you a picture, Lucas, of when I was losing my hair, and you can stick that up, maybe. But yeah, that was the one that for a while. So Toadfish from Neighbours and Educating Yorkshire bloke, whoever the teacher was called.
That is absolutely outstanding.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so if you want to send any memes in and you see anything that catches your eye, let us know. Again, send an email to hello@knockaboutpod.com.
Right, guys, it is time for the big debate. So what have you got for us this week, lads? Got any suggestions for us?
Well, first of all, I've got a new pair of glasses for the big debate. I've decided that for the debate each week I need a pair of glasses to make me sort of more authoritative and make my point sort of stand out better. So
how much money is he on, Lucas?
Yeah, we've gone for some.
He's bought quite a lot of pops, I noticed.
I'm expensing them all. I'm going to get my mortgage on expenses by the end of this podcast.
This is where Fabrizio Romano will say there has been contract negotiation.
Here we go. Pete's got new glasses again. So these are what I've gone for this week. Some nice
I like those.
see-through rimmed ones. So this is my my big debate ones this week. I thought because you did you shout this one?
I said it's I would like to say so. And in the vein of us talking about 4-2s at the weekend, what is your favourite scoreline in football?
This is
when you leave a game and you go, that is I love watching that. Or even as a neutral, I love watching that scoreline happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So kick it off. I mean, I'll kick it off by saying winning 3-2 is a phenomenal amount to win by, because it's often you've just scored right at the end of the game. You've often got like 9. It was a vintage Rooney win, or a Schumacher win for Argyle. Was under vintage, as if we had loads under Rooney. But God bless him. God bless you. 3-2 under Rooney. We loved that. That was great.
Or it would often be with a 3-2. You were 3-0 up. The other team get 2 goals back, and it's really nervy.
And so that final cheer is like, the relief of that result coming in is a great way to win. And also because you've not conceded too many. 2 is just about respectable to concede. But if you win 4-3, you've conceded 3 goals. That's loads. You conceded 3 goals. 2 is like, you could concede 2 goals.
Yeah, 100%.
I get quite a lot of pleasure, particularly if it's like 2 teams I hate. So say City are playing Liverpool, I get a lot of pleasure out of a 0-0.
Really?
Like, I think it's so funny that like 80,000, well, not the Etihad, like 7,000 fans have turned up. Like, everyone's paid their subscriptions and it's just been shite. Like, I find that really funny. And I also do think there's something poetic about a 0-0 as well. About 2 teams spending the whole week planning how to beat the other team. The other team's doing the same. They're going, we're going to score goals this way. We're going to score goals this way. And neither of them score a goal. I think it's quite funny.
I so really hate 0-0s. And I think that and I would genuinely, again, if I had, any power in the football governance and the law generally, I would fine teams for 0-0s. I would dock points for 0-0s. If 2 teams involved in have a 0-0 draw, both teams, particularly big teams, should be docked.
Are we back to you being in government? Is that
if I was in government, I would fine. If you watch Man City Liverpool, the amount and neither team scores a goal, they should both have to give up a player.
I think it's just like as well with the 0-0s, it's the hype and that from Sky or BT or TNT or whatever, like so like giving it the big un for weeks in the build up, like
that's why
coming
I think it's funny,
on, I think blockbuster, like almost film kind of trailers. And they're like, who's going to come out on top? Like, explosions, battles, all this.
Yeah,
like,
and all these players turning around being like, tonight, when
But this is why I think it's funny, because
sometimes
if there's like a Super Sunday, there'll be like 3 or 4 games on a Sunday. And then at the end of the day, David Jones will do that thing where he sums up and they look at the scores and he's like, 0-0, 0-1, 0-0, Super Sunday.
I really remember. Yeah, I think that's the other. I think Sky should have to refund everyone. Given how much it is to watch football, Sky should refund everyone if all the games are 0-0 on Super Sunday.
Well, there was a thing for a while. I can't remember who came up with this idea. Somebody came up with an idea where they said, if it's a 0-0 draw, you don't even get a point.
Yeah.
So if it's a 1-1 draw, at least you've both given it a go. You've gone at each other. You can still have a point, or maybe even 2 points for that kind of a score draw. You get 2 points. If it's a 0-0 draw and no one has even gone at the other team at all, you don't get a single point. It's like a loss for both teams, basically.
I'd be pro that. I remember from your thing, by the way, it's just prompted me. There was a 2017 game between Man United and Liverpool, which was the most big. It was Mourinho Klopp, that era. And it was the most bigged up game ever. And they were all saying about how 700 million people in the world are going to be watching this. BBC were like, this is the first. They knew it had to be the first game on Match of the Day. It was absolutely gigantic. And it was a shit 0-0, a dreadful 0-0, and they sort of had to apologise. You know, I really remember, like, sort of, you know, Dave Jones being like, well, couldn't live up to expectations. You know.
Please don't cancel your subscriptions tomorrow, because I've got a mortgage
now
to
40
pay.
minutes of analysis on nothing.
That's the issue, isn't it? Then they've got time to fill. You can't go early to a league of their own. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's where you're at.
In COVID, I know we talked before about how COVID was a fever dream, but I really remember there was a game they did, and it was, Mark Hughes was on as a pundit, and it was a 0-0, and it was rubbish at halftime, and they were like, whoever was, Mark Chapman was like, well, can't get any worse. You watching anything on TV, Mark?
No.
And Mark was like, not really. He's like,
well,
you might like this trailer. It's so good. If anyone can help find it, there's a bit where Mark Hughes has to react to a trailer for an upcoming BBC drama during a 0-0. I believe it's Fulham Palace or something. Anyway, that's
fever dream. That's absolutely fever dream. No, I think...
Score for you?
I like the 3-2. I was working a women's game last week, pre-season friendly, and I was checking the LEBOM app constantly. Everton were 1-0 up against Wolves. Then Wolves equalised. I was like, fuck's sake. Then we go 2-1 up, get in, going mad behind. 3-1. I'm practically floating around the ground. I'm buzzing. Like, doesn't matter. It's raining. I'm happy. I'm loving life, thinking already about watching Match of the Day. Then one of our stewards, Bieber, and that is her name, and she's boss. She's such a massive blue. That sounded like I was going to call her a bellend or something then. She's a massive toffee. She's walked past me and she's like the most fanatic Everton. She's gone, it's fucking 3-2, isn't it? And I was like, Bieber. She's gone, 10 minutes left, and just walked off. And I'm like, oh, no. And then I'm having to do the interviews and I'm thinking,
that's painful.
It was horrible. Got in the room and it's like come up on the thing. It was like there was quite a lot of added time. I was so stressed. The manager's little daughter, whose boss is there, like going, Sarah. I'm going, just 1 minute, like, and then it's gone. I'm like, get in, giving it loads, because I thought, it'd have been killer as well if we'd have gone 3-1 up and then ended up dropping 2. So yeah, a 3-2, and of course Palace versus Everton when we stayed up. You know, at Goodison Park, the 3-2, the Lampard one, that was 2-0 down at half-time, win 3-2, stay in the league. Didn't know that we'd have another couple of relegation battles on our hands at that time. We thought, we've done it. This is mad. What a fluke. And then 12 months later, but no, that was pretty special.
After Bieber ruined your day by saying that, did they say sorry?
Hey, come on.
That would have crushed in 2015. Absolutely.
Crushed here, mate.
Thanks so much. Another score I'd just love to throw into the mix as a vintage one where your team wins it.
Yeah.
I love a 4-1 where it's been 1-1 at one point. So it's like 1-1, it's pretty tight, and then you've run away with it in the second half or something.
Or often just the last 10 minutes. I like a scoreline that
doesn't reflect the balance of play.
The game. Yeah, a big one. I think the other one that I really liked, quite a poetic one, was Fergie's last ever match in charge of United was 4-4, I think it was, against West
Brom.
Yeah.
And it was the first time he'd had every scoreline up to 4-4, and he'd never had a 4-4.
Oh, that's really...
They knew the script.
Classic Man United match fixing in there with the Fergie era, as ever.
The last goal was scored in the 187th minute, I think it was. I can't
Start
quite
of the
remember.
next season, they were still playing. Trying to kick it in. Howard Webb won't blow.
Gary Neville with his Huel on the side.
When you're away from home, and my only 0-0 I'll give you is when you're away from home and you've absolutely ruined the game with a 0-0.
You shithouse it.
We shithoused a 0-0 away against Liverpool in the FA Cup in 2017. We did it last season against Stoke.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pathetic how much I love those.
Yeah.
No, I can imagine.
It's what my dad always goes, that's a staying up point. That's a staying up point.
I was going to say, if you take away if you were to give like nil points for a goalless draw, we'd have probably gone a few seasons ago when it was just don't lose the game, just don't lose the game. Yes,
right.
Shithousing your way to a draw you don't deserve is an excellent one.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Like
It'd be great to hear from people about their favourite ones and why, though, actually. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let us know in the
100%.
comments what's the best score, what's the best game, what's the best version of a score you've seen as well. Like, what's the best time you've seen a 2-2 or something? Because they're quite classical. Those like the big games, 2-2 feels like a good result when you see 2. You can get money back for that. I'll pay more.
Yeah.
Bang for the buck for a 2-2 draw, absolutely. So if you have your scores and you want to let us know what is your favourite, because I think we've suggested about 10 different ones that we enjoy, then do let us know. DM us or send us an email to hello@knockaboutpod.com.
Right, it's half time. We are going to have a little break. I'm going to refill this with Bovril, but you thought it was Guinness. Back shortly. Right, welcome back to the second half of the Knockabout podcast.
And it is time to raise a toast. As you know, this is the part of the show where we'll be raising a toast to someone we think deserves a bit of recognition this week, whether that's a team, a player, a manager, a celebrity, one of us potentially, one of you. Who knows? What have we got for suggestions?
One of us is a bold shout. That's going to be...
To be fair, mate, Højlund hat-trick for Napoli.
Yeah, I played really well. I was over the moon about it. Thank you.
And old Mystic Millsy was back as well this week on LEBOM, which we'll get to.
All right, shut up. Let's leave that for now. Right, I'm going to go for Wayne Rooney this week. That's who I'm going to go for.
Well, I of course agree. I can't.
The glue that keeps us together. I want to raise a toast to Wayne Rooney, even before I've said why. Rooney.
And apparently a lovely man.
Yeah.
I found out at the weekend. The other person I met on the train was the son of a former Argyle keeper who's now in the Argyle development. He was like, Rooney was the loveliest bloke, generous.
Great.
So, there you go.
I bet that made your day as well, because there's nothing worse than when you've got a hero and you meet him and they just let you down.
Yeah.
But we knew Rooney wouldn't, didn't we?
Well, he's sort of come up against Michael Owen this week,
Yes.
particularly online. There's been a couple of podcasts, and then Owen sort of weirdly backing himself online. Well, I think somebody had asked the question who was better when they were 17 or 18, and Owen's gone, there's no fucking question. I was the GOAT of teenage footballers.
Yeah.
And you look at the stats, fair enough. In the first couple of years of his season, that's fine. Rooney not only has been really sort of magnanimous and humble with this, but also your career doesn't end when you're 18.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's the issue he's got. Rooney went on to absolute greats. And
Well, the big thing is because he's Michael Owen's a very funny character anyway. Because obviously, initially after football, he had that whole series of punditry where he was known for saying like quite ridiculous things, like I think if both teams fail to score, it'll be 0-0.
on commentary, he used to do this a lot. Yeah.
And then there was that awesome thing where he tweeted saying, "Just watch my 8th film."
Yeah.
Rubbish. And he posted the 8 films he'd watched in his life.
Well, I think this maybe did it come about because he used to do some Q&As on Twitter and stuff like that, and
did.
somebody said, what's your favourite film? And he said,
I hate films.
I hate films, I've only ever watched 8.
He
Here they
likes,
are.
he likes
Crazy.
documentaries. That was the big thing.
Right,
So he
okay.
really that was the
Please enlighten us with this
The real
list.
the sign of a dull man. If you ever go on a date with a man who says, I don't watch films, I only watch documentaries, run a fucking mile.
Get out.
Like absolutely get out there.
Right. Here are the films Michael Owen, and in his words, has been forced to watch. So, I don't know. I guess for initiation one year they made him. All right. First one, Rocky.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Pretty
Sports
standard.
film.
Yeah.
Fine. Second one, Heat. One of the best. I fucking love Heat. Great film. But he despises it. Heat is a fantastic film. I watch it every year with my brother. Ghost. So he's sticking with one-word films quite a lot. I mean, he's trying to, don't want
It's
to...
all he can handle.
Ghost.
Yeah.
I'd want to watch. And I imagine if you don't like films, you'll find that premise hard to get on board with.
Yeah.
If your films you've watched are Rocky and Heat, which are quite gross, like Ghost, that's not real.
Does he think these are documentaries? Is that part of the problem?
Yeah, that's why he's watched Ghost being
this
like,
is so unrealistic.
I never heard
Shit.
about this. This kind of happened. Jurassic Park.
You can't go wrong with that, though.
I guess Jurassic Park as well, quite a scary idea if you're like,
If it's a
dinosaurs
documentary.
and stuff. If you're like,
Yeah.
if you think, that, you might. Cool Runnings.
Classic.
This is the most eclectic selection of movies.
It's one of the most films that are shown on planes lists.
Yes, it is. That's where
it's
he's
very,
seen them.
It's very
For sure.
ITV2.
I was about to say ITV2. He has only got ITV2. That's where he's at.
Yeah, yet amazingly, The Spy Who Loved Me isn't on here, which is the most ITV2 movie. That or the Harry Potter.
That's on
and the
every
Chambers.
week.
It's every week. It's on 3 times a day. It's there.
Oh, it's ITV4. No, ITV4 might be Spy Who Loved Me. ITV2 is always Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
True.
So Cool Runnings, Seabiscuit.
Wow.
I would
Loves a
love
sport film, doesn't
He
he?
laid up. I wonder, mate, if Michael Owen got a letterboxed, I would follow that immediately. Just rating everything 1 star. Karate Kid. So again, sport.
Yeah.
And a classic.
Similar to Rocky, I'd say thematically. He's not really.
In many
broadening
ways as well, he was the original Karate Kid, Michael Owen.
Yeah,
sort of
he was so young,
young
such a
prodigy,
prodigy,
yeah.
and learned from the great karate man, obviously Eric Cantona. Forrest Gump.
Classic.
I mean,
These
there's
are
running
all-
in there. There's some sport.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
take
because
it.
he was quick when he was young. He's quick.
Pong.
What's that?
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Of course.
He probably actually watched Forrest Gump and is comparing himself on podcasts. No, I was quicker than Forrest Gump. I was quicker than Forrest Gump back in the day. Yeah,
I was
sure.
the goat of running
I
fast.
was the goat of running fast. Yeah, so those are Michael Owen's big films.
He's quite Forrest Gump, actually, Michael Owen. He's got a bit of the Gumps about him. Is that fair?
He's
no?
quite-
Are we
I'll
not-
be using
I'll
that
give
this
him-
week.
He's
Jesus.
Gumpian. He's Gumpian. I'm not saying he is.
He's not.
Forrest
I
Gump.
I wouldn't agree with that.
You
but
could imagine getting stuck on a bench with Michael Owen. You'd miss your bus. That's all I'm saying. That's
I'd
all
agree
I'm
with-
saying.
I'd
Is
agree
that
You sit
with
fair?
down next to you, you
Great
just
recovery.
go.
Yeah?
great recovery.
All right.
He also used the hashtag repeatedly. #hate films.
He really tried to get that one going, did he? Yeah.
He didn't.
Extraordinary. And then just say the reason he's been forced to watch them is like we went out of a team. Like they went out as a team for social to the cinema or something. So that explains why he's watching.
Well, that's who we're raising a toast to this week. Basically, anyone who Rooney comes up against, we're going to raise a toast to, but particularly this week because it was
Rooney
Michael
loves
Owen.
loads of movies as well.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, raise a toast to Wayne Rooney
Wayne
once
Rooney.
again.
Wazza.
The glue
The-
that holds us together.
The light of our lives.
The light of our lives, old Wayne Rooney. If you have got a shout for who we should be raising a toast to next week, you can drop us a DM on our show socials at KnockaboutPod or email us hello@knockaboutpod.com. Dead easy to do. We'd love some suggestions, actually, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
for that
otherwise
one?
we'll just go for Rooney every
Yeah,
week.
we're just going to go Rooney.
Right, and it is time now for our roaming reporter. Every week, as you know, we'll be hitting the road and finding out from the people that matter the most, the fans, what their opinions are on some hot topics. Let's check it out.
Arsenal won't win anything under Arteta.
Disagree. They already have.
They already have, but from now, they're not going to win the Prem. No.
Very true.
Yeah, true. Very true. All right. Crane your neck in.
False. Absolutely.
True. Disagree. However, it won't be what they want to win. They won't win a league or nothing.
That's true. That won't happen.
Disagree.
Disagree. They're going to win.
I don't agree with that either.
I think they will at some point.
I hope so.
No, they won't. And
What if they won?
they won the FA Cup in his first season and the Community Shield one year.
Community
didn't they?
Shield does not count. Can we just clarify?
I agree, and that's
When we're
why.
talking about cups that people have won, like a manager, the Community Shield does not count.
I would agree.
Because the amount of managers that come in and their first game is the Community Shield and they go, won something in my first game, absolutely get in the bin.
Yeah,
do one.
It's like a pre-season friendly
Yeah.
almost,
It's
isn't
not
it?
as I really like the Community Shield. It's good fun. It's for charity. It's a nice idea, but I would agree. It's not
Yeah.
like you can't be like the winner of 6 Community Shield.
There was someone.
Mourinho did it.
Mourinho.
Mourinho won because he won his first game. He won the Community Shield. Ibrahimovic scored.
That was it,
And
yeah.
I don't know why I said it like that. Fair enough.
Ibrahimovic.
Pretentious twat. Ibrahimovic scored, and he was like, I think it was his debut. I seem to remember they won 2-1. He won a lot of games 2-1, Mourinho, that year. I seem to remember. He makes football worse to watch.
Right, okay.
He ruins football games. I've gone too hard here. Arteta makes football less exciting. The way they set up last week against Liverpool and the way they set up with Man United before is pathetic. And they got really lucky against Man United first game. Whenever they play a Big Six team, he always sets up his team in the same sort of way, and it's just boring football to watch. It should be more exciting, more enjoyable, and I just think he's
And his hairline is too strong.
Yeah, it's mad.
Like I find it offensive. Like I find it genuinely offensive to look at.
Well, you would, but I
know.
He particularly, I agree. It's like penciled in.
It's like someone's drawn it with a marker pen.
It's
like
really,
straight
really
across.
It is glorious, and it would almost.
It's not glorious, Sarah.
It is
glorious.
glorious.
It's horrific.
And
It's a crime.
It would be almost unfair if he was, superior manager with that hairline.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to be good at football managing.
As well as having that hair.
That's why your Guardiola's, the Liverpool manager has got the shiniest head.
First season wins the league.
There's something about having no hair where maybe the ideas come out quicker.
They stick.
How to play.
The only thing I've found since going bald that there's a positive is when you walk outside, you don't have to hold your hands out to check if it's raining. That's all. That's the only positive I've found so far. That is all I've got.
Well, that's a great one.
So just on the Arteta thing, sorry, as well, he also does a load of this quite sort of pretentious shit that doesn't ultimately do anything, like putting Mourinho up front instead of buying a proper striker, like getting that dog he called like. Do you remember that dog?
Winner,
that was called, like winning or something,
yeah,
and he had that for the
win.
thing. I parodied it in my show.
Do you know what it feels like? It feels like he is a David Brent version of Guardiola. Like he's he's learnt from the school of Guardiola.
Yeah.
But he's gone to his own place and gone, I think I'm going to give my own spin on this, actually, guys.
Get me a Labrador.
I'm going to get a dog called Winner. And Guardiola's looking at him going, you're doing what?
Yeah, and it was that one where he got them all to like nick the wallets. Do you remember?
Yes.
Like they all had the wallets, and it was like. It was all
They
about
got a magician.
They got a magician. Oh, for Christ's sake.
They got a magician.
He hired a magician, which he actually looks a bit like, actually.
He does. He'd make a great magician.
He'd make a very good magician.
He could hide a dove in his hair and it would fly out. So, yeah, he would make a great magician.
And he got a magician to come and pickpocket all the team. And it was like
insane.
to build. And again, it's just like that's
it's really Brent.
Tintin-ass plot.
It is. It's like something David Brent would do.
Yeah.
It really is.
That is bizarre. I actually wasn't aware of that. So it was like, what, to make them feel like they need to be more
It was like
alert
be aware of
or
your
more...
surroundings.
Yeah, but it's not every day that a like magician pickpocket's gonna come in, is it? Like that's kind of
also,
how many...
there's never going to be one on a football pitch.
Yeah. and also, how many players are trying to like nick a shin pad or something? Like, I guess that's the closest.
David Blaine just runs on.
It makes no sense.
Absolutely mad.
That's bizarre. But are they going to win anything under Arteta? Because I kind of think they actually will, but it will be like an FA Cup.
It has to be this season.
This season, I
It's
don't
gone
know.
at the end of this season.
I think they might. I think they might scab a Champions League, and I know that's a term that you shouldn't use towards Champions. But you see teams do it, don't you? Where they sort of have a weird little run. They come up against a huge team in the semis, and that team just isn't on it on their day.
Yeah,
and then they end up playing someone like Monaco in the final. Someone where you're like,
they get a bit of an easy draw by accident.
Yes.
They sort of fluke it. I can say that I don't think they will win something, and I don't think I don't wish them, that they don't necessarily, but I just feel they won't win something under him.
I would love them to win the league because City, even though we're 3 games in, I know it's like early doors to say City just aren't what we've been used to seeing, like the dominant force we've seen over the last like decade plus. They've fallen off to not win anything at all last year. Yeah. And like Liverpool just seem to be now at a place where they're going to win the league for the foreseeable unless anyone can stop them. And Arsenal... Maybe Chelsea.
No, I don't know what you're worried about. United are going to win the league.
Mate.
Tough start, but we'll win it back.
Like when Leicester nearly got relegated and the next year won.
We're just luring people into a false sense of security. That's all we're doing.
Yeah. Well, now you've got rid of Onana and chipped him off to
Diego Dallo's going to score 28 goals this season from left back.
Put him up front and do an Arteta. Whack him in the centre there.
Get him a dog called Winner.
Yeah, ridiculous. Right, it's time for your shout, where we hand over the mic to you, and you can ask us anything, and we'll give our, if you want it, and I don't know why, advice on it. So, what have we had this week, Producer Lucas?
Hi guys, I need some advice. I've got this lucky football shirt. I've had it on for basically every game the last 10 years. Wins, losses, relegations, promotions, the lot. And I swear it works. The one time I didn't wear it, a couple years ago, it was in the wash. We lost 3-0 at home. Not saying it's science, but I'm not calling it coincidence either. Here's the problem though. The shirt's absolutely ruined. It's more holes than fabric, smells like a decade of football stress. The sponsor logo's completely gone. My missus reckons I look like a scarecrow in it, and she's banned me from wearing it outside. Now the lads have organised to watch the game down the pub, big screen, atmosphere, all the partners coming along, and I'm stuck. Do I wear the shirt, look like a peasant in front of everyone and probably get grief from her all night, or do I leave it at home, look half decent and risk cursing the game? Honestly, I'm shocked she hasn't already binned it or set fire to it while I'm at work. What do you reckon?
I've got a theory for this already. An idea to help solve your problem there. You can wear the shirt in a non-traditional way. You could make it into some sort of, tie it into a little, depending what, you know what I mean? Little
pair of socks.
Yeah,
make it into a pair of socks.
Yeah, or a little wristband, or a headband, or a little neckerchief might be pushing it a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes you can get things made into wallets. This is a great shout, actually, from Sarah.
Well, you gotta be careful with wallets, because if there are any magicians about,
he's asking for trouble there. Yeah, so you've got a loophole here, haven't you? Because you don't want to. Listen, I don't want to say like I'm massively superstitious, but there is something about like if you do things in a certain way and your team happens to go on a good run, and then you think one morning, oh, I didn't do that thing, and then they lose, or it gets in your head. It gets in my head. Do you know what I mean?
I'm actually glad you said this, because I wanted to come back to the original point that superstitions are absolute bullshit and you need to grow up. That is all I would say on this. I'm not going to go any further. I'm not going to entertain this.
So
he needs to let it go. No, let it go. Let it go. Grow up.
Is that a Disney film?
Yes, it is. Let it go. Let it go.
Can somebody watching this, one of these like teenagers that do memes, do like the whole version of that, but when it goes to Elsa belting it out, it's just Pete going, let it go.
Let it go. Genuinely, though, I cannot stand superstitions.
No,
people need to grow up.
I'm Stevie Wonder over here. I absolutely love them. I've got loads. I've just got that
socks.
Reference. I can't wait. I've got socks. I've got pants. I've got shirts that I can't.
We've all got socks and pants and shirts
that I can't wear on certain days. I still believe wholeheartedly one of the reasons we didn't win the playoff final in 2016 is that I wore a new pair of trousers with the shirt. And I had not worn those trousers with that shirt before, and it affected the momentum of the team.
Yeah.
And how's that worked ever since, mate?
Well, I've not worn them again, and we've had a much better success. We got promoted the next year.
Oh, God.
No, it says something about it, like, honestly, and you see it, like, with a lot of footballers as well. Like, they'll go on the pitch and they'll do, like random things. Like, we've got a player in the women's team, like, she's Italian, and she has to, like, drag her feet, like, over the line, and then, like, she's got loads of them, and I watch every time.
And famously, footballers are really smart and clued in with stuff. They're all thick. That's why. That's the issue we've got.
This is the Bovril talking.
Yeah.
It's really.
He needs to settle down on that.
2 pints of Bovril. I've gone big.
You got your beefy thoughts. The problem is, I think that when you get. This is the thing. You'll never know the true love. You'll never know the feeling of.
You'll never know the true
You'll
love.
never know the feeling of going, I'm so sorry, 2017-18 home kit. You won't be worn for the foreseeable.
Yeah.
I've worn it again. With cup games, I test the water.
Yeah, because it's not as big.
With cup games, I think maybe now I've done something different with this outfit. So I'll often wear my 2017-18 home kit. I'm wearing it back in through the Carabao.
Can I go and do some emails, Lucas? Because I don't need to be here for this bit.
Charleston Paint.
What a load of absolute shite. I genuinely, this is like one thing that I really have no time for, superstitions. This guy needs to throw his shirt in the bin, grow up, and ask his girlfriend to marry him. That's where we need to go with it.
Do you know what? We started so well. You brought the festive spirit. You brought us
all these
gifts.
fucking
and
gifts.
now you just turned full on.
I think I have a superstition that will have bad vibes when this is in the studio, so I'm going to chuck this away now. Sorry.
Right, we're going to move on. Let's talk LEBOM. So, it was internationals last week. Ted... I mean, I don't even know if I want to say this because you are going to be so smug. You had an absolute belter, to be fair.
I absolutely crushed it. Yeah, I had a wonderful.
Although, what made me really happy is you just missed out on the universe.
Yeah, I missed out on the BOM universe. So you pay on LEBOM, the app where, if you've not listened to podcasts before, LEBOM is a betting app where basically you do like almost like a sweepstake. You predict all the results and you predict against your mates, but then also you can enter a thing called the LEBOM universe, and the prize pot for that is objectively a lot of money. And I entered it. You pay an extra £2 to join it on top of your group. I was the third highest, and you only get paid for the top two.
So this was in the whole of the UK. You were the third highest.
Well, joined with about 1 billion others. But no, to join, I was third. And if I was top two, because there's normally a third place one, but there wasn't for the internationals because it was a smaller pot because less people were betting on internationals. There, by the way, is no one cares about international football. The LEBOM betting app trends are proof.
Evidence.
Right.
So close.
What has made me happy this week, though, is as we know, there's various ways you can track your leagues throughout the season on LEBOM. So if you're in a league with all your mates, not only week by week do you predict your scores, and then the person who wins the league that week gets all the money from the pot, but also you can track your league throughout the season, which we're quite keen to do. because it means that we're
I'm
not
not
just
this
doing it
week.
week on week. I've been bottom of the league the whole season so far. There's about 7 different ways where you could see me bottom of the league. This week... Sarah, you are rock bottom of the league this week.
And you know why that is? Because I didn't wear my lucky socks, mate.
Yeah.
No, I'm gutted. Honest to God, the amount I get into this is ridiculous. It's not only now Everton that have the potential to ruin my weekends, depending how they get on. It is the LEBOM app, people, because that is how invested I am. I can be out and about, trying to enjoy my weekend.
I'm genuinely checking it loads when I'm out on the weekend.
You get a little notification, don't you?
Yeah.
I've had to turn them off though because they're often a minute delayed from the stream. I'll be the Sky TV live.
Honestly.
Let's take that again. For my TNT Sports subscription, which I have. I also do. I have Sky Go. And that's the crazy. The stream is on Sky Go, Sky.
No, I've been out having a nice bit of brunch, lovely day with my friend, having a nice laugh and a joke all of a sudden. And this is God's honest truth. I've gone, fuck's sake.
I'll tell you what.
And she's asked what's wrong. And I felt embarrassed to say, it's LEBOM, but I told her what's going on.
It's already not enjoyable to watch England under Tuchel. But what makes it worse is a turgid 2-0 performance, absolutely pointlessly against Andorra. And I'd gone 3-0 because I knew we wouldn't win by loads because it was Tuchel. But I thought Andorra, that's a classic
I
in
went
the past.
5-0.
Yeah,
But
I went 4
in the past, that's a classic qualifier 5-6-0. But I thought a bit less, so I went 3. And that one shook me off. That, and I thought Denmark would do a job on Scotland, but fair play.
And Scotland could have had a red card, and they were getting peppered, and I just felt like
they were going.
That, and I nearly put 0-0. I know it's shoulda, woulda, coulda, but my gut was telling me 0-0. But I thought, nah, I'm gonna give it to the Danes. And my God, I don't even know if that scoreline would have helped me the way I'm going at the moment.
McTominay, my teammate at Napoli. He had a very good performance, and they just sort of ground it out. So there you go. But
I shouldn't feel as smug about not being bottom. So to take you through our league so far, for our season at least, Ted's on top with 246 points. Then producer Lucas, 232 points. Doesn't even really like football, but fair enough.
We found out off camera. A little bit of there has been a revelation about this, which is that Lucas is soliciting outside
Excuse
help.
me, wait a minute, finish my sentence.
Hang on.
Outside help for the result.
Oh, right.
So it's not actually producer Lucas, it's actually Cole.
Cole, your mate.
Cole, who from if you know Bongo's Bingo. But why not? If you've got,
Get Cole in the group. You do your own scores.
Yeah, disgrace.
But
and
we've
actually
got someone that
points.
knows a lot about, but he knows all about not just UK football. He knows.
Turns out Lucas has got a superstition, asking his mate to help. That's what it is.
I've got a superstition. Yeah, it's called cheating.
It's like absolute waste of time calling him out though, because he's editing this thing. I know he'll never see the light of day. This bit,
baby.
Never see the light of day.
Then it's me, and then helping rock bottom. Sorry, love.
You are.
You're struggling.
You're so bottom.
Can I just throw something about the LeBom universe? So Ted, Mystic Milligan.
Yeah.
You could have, third place. You didn't get any money. It turns out that someone had it a little bit worse than you.
Tell us now.
And they've got in touch.
I've got a group going, and my mate, he would have won the jackpot last week. Billy Mower had he put his £2. He was crying.
Oh, he forgot.
He was crying on Sunday afternoon as the results were coming in. He pissed it. 128 points, I think it was.
Do you know that is so painful? I once had such a premonition that Felix debut for Chelsea was going to be 1-1 and he was going to be sent off, and I just said it's going to be 1. And I said that to my mate. The odds on that, it turns out, were like 340 to 1, and I never put anything on. And so I feel your pain. Billy Mower?
Billy Mower.
Billy Mower is a classic mate name.
That's
that is
a great name.
That's a great.
Why is he called Billy Mower? He's got a mower. Billy's got a
gardener.
mower.
Sorry, have you seen his lawn? It is phenomenal. Sorry, Billy Mower.
But admit it, you're a tiny bit happy about that because it makes you feel a little bit better.
It makes me feel a bit better. I mean, I know that I know there is someone out there who has won that money, and that upsets me. Because I need to buy new shoes. But I
didn't want to say it.
They all feel it. That's crazy coming from you.
They're all superstitious shoes, though, Ted. You'll never win anything without those.
They actually are. In Edinburgh, I did 2 shows in a different pair of shoes, and they didn't go so well. So I put these back in for the rest of the run, and after that, it went much better.
Is that the one where someone thought Neil Warnock was in the audience?
Yeah, that was the one where I got really in my head that Neil Warnock was in the audience, and I was like, he's got to be in the audience for this show. And I got so in my head that Warnock was there, not laughing at all. And then as it left, it was just just a man. But no, so at the moment, so that's where we're all at. So this weekend, obviously, go again. And I'm going to enter the LEBOM universe because I feel it's a coming.
Of course you are.
But I'm nervous about Lucas. Well, Lucas's mate catching me up.
Yeah, it is a big weekend, to be fair. We're going to do the big bet now. This is where we put our necks on the line for one bold, brave, and possibly stupid prediction in the week ahead. It is quite a big one to do a prediction on this week. It's the Manchester derby, City versus United. What are you going for?
I thought you were going to say Luton Argyle, but it was such a big one.
No, sorry, we just pipped it with a game that people give a shit about. Sorry.
To be fair, I'm not going back to Luton. It was that stadium. What do you say?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, this, because I think in years gone by, even though anything can happen in a derby, you kind of still lean towards City, but now I actually think, I wouldn't even say it's that bold. I kind of fancy United for this one.
It's a weird thing, isn't it? I don't know. Guardiola's lost his magic a little bit, that fear factor. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Definitely last season, start of this season coming into it. For some reason, Amorim's had him over a little bit in past games, and you kind of go, well, if it's going to happen in any game, especially United turning things around a bit, it's going to be this one.
So I'm now going to controversially say, because we've discussed it so much that it definitely will be Man United, I'm now thinking, hang on, we've talked too much about, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've talked too much about that unlikely Man United, but it's become likely. So actually unlikely, it's probably City to win. They were really, I don't know if you watched the Brighton game, it was a great game, and I really, really like Brighton, and I think they play great football.
Not against Everton this season.
There you go. But you see, at least they try on that bloody Arteta. And he went through, and I think there are so many clear flaws in Man City's setup at the moment. But I think they will be post-international break, fit team, rejuvenated. I'm kind of thinking now they might get a result.
Do it. All right, okay.
I think it'd be great, but also crucially, the Man United goalkeeper situation is consistently the funniest thing in British football. And Onana has now gone for more wages. I've never heard of a loan this, where you've doubled your wages.
I think he just didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I think that was the issue.
And they were like, we'll pay you more.
We'll pay you, they'll pay you. We'll get a grant for you to go to Turkey.
Wasn't that the journey the Erasmus scholarship the UK government brought back to send? Wasn't that the Jadon Sancho thing where they sort of refused to pay money? They were like, we will pay you to have Jadon Sancho. And they were like, no, we don't even want that.
And then when he was at Chelsea, if they didn't want to sign him, they had to pay $5 million. They went, yeah, we'll pay it. No worries, absolutely fine. Here's $5 million.
Where's he gone?
Wild.
I just saw he'd gone somewhere, Sancho.
Villa.
That was it.
Also known as Vanilla, if you ask me.
Whoa.
Right, so that's where we're at. So me and Saz think it's going to be a United win. You've come full circle and gone, we've talked about it too much.
I wouldn't, honestly, if we hadn't had that chat, I'd be joining you with a 2-1 United. I now think it's going to be the inverse. I think it's going to be 2-1 City.
All right, okay.
Are we going to go universe? I did it so confidently this week as well.
Yeah,
I was like, stick 2 quid in there. I feel good about my predictions.
2-1 City, and I think it will be a goalkeeper error from Bayinda,
right,
which will lead to him being dropped for the new kid they brought in, whatever, a new player, and that's Mystic Milligan's extra take.
Here he is, Mystic Milligan, with his superstitions.
A goalkeeper error.
Genuinely though, get involved in LEBOM because we've become a little bit obsessed. We are texting on the groups all the time, messaging on the groups all the time. If you've got maybe like a family situation or a group of friends or something where you're like, actually, I feel like we're losing touch a little bit here. Stick a LEBOM League together. It'll get you talking all the time because you'll literally be messaging about 3 times a week going, oh, so-and-so won last week. It's great.
Oh, you probably hate each other after
it. Brand ambassador for LEBOM, John Terry. I watched John Terry's video where he was talking through all the results in it. He's got he does it with like this extended family of like 7 people. And he's genuinely quite pissed off about the whole thing.
It gets to you, man. It does, like
Mystic
I said.
Terry. That's where we're at.
I was at
Telepathic Terry.
I was at the pub as the results came in for the last game. I was like, oh, that's done me. I suck.
Yeah, it's
does. Brutal. It's brutal.
You can't have it all.
Right, that is it for this week's episode of the Knockabout Podcast. If you've enjoyed it, give us a follow, rate us 5 stars, make sure you subscribe, and more importantly, tell your mates down the pub as well.
Yeah, and we'll be back next week, and hopefully I won't do as shite on the bomb and I can drive myself off bottom spot.
Yeah, actually, I didn't want to say, but before they didn't even show you on the graph when you did it because you were so behind. I had to click a button to put Sarah back into the main. So if you want to get involved, do, again, follow us on socials, chat to us. But in the meantime, enjoy the football, don't take it too seriously, and remember, it's only a crisis if you're in the bottom 3.
We'll see you next week.